What's going on, everyone? We're back again with another video. In today's video, we are back looking at the standings update, and things are getting really interesting in both of these leagues. Let's get right into everything. Once again, we are back in the American League, and the American League, once again, really nothing has really changed. Let's be honest. The Yankees kind of spread their lead out a little bit. They got a 3-game lead over the Orioles, so the Orioles really need a sweep over that series when they do play them, and they need to play some better baseball if they want a shot at the division title. The Yankees are looking solid to have that win right now with, the decent amount of games left. When I'm recording this video, there are 13 days left of the regular season, so your team likely has about 13, 12, 11 games left to play. So it's going to get interesting. This week, we should see some teams clinch the postseason, which will be very exciting overall. So very excited about that. So the East, the Yankees have the good lead. In the Central, Cleveland should win this. They got a 5-game lead on the Royals right now. They're playing solid baseball. Confident in them to win this division. And then we kind of go down to the Astros. Once again, they should win this division. They're only got a 4-game lead on the Mariners, but it's going to get down to the wire. The Mariners have been playing better baseball. We're going to talk about them in just a little bit. So the AL leader should stay the same, in my opinion. I don't think anything will change on that side. In the American League wild card, there's a lot to talk about. The Orioles, once again, the Orioles or Yankees will get the 4th seed by far for sure. The Royals, once again, playing good baseball, 82 wins. We got Twins at 79 wins. This is where it gets interesting. The Tigers are at 1.5 games out. The Seattle Mariners are 2 games out, and the Red Sox are 4 games out. Now, when we initially talked about the Red Sox, they were like number 1. They fell off completely over the last month, so they're not really playing that solid baseball. But Seattle and Detroit has a real shot to make the playoffs. Now, I said this at the beginning of the season, and I got a lot of people made fun of me for this. I said Detroit will win the Central, but they definitely have a good shot to make the postseason now, which is what I kind of expected this team to do. So it'll be really interesting if they can knock out the Twins in their division race to kind of get that spot. 1.5 games out, they're playing solid baseball. So are the Mariners playing solid baseball as well. Both teams are playing some hard opponents coming up, so it is what it is. The Tigers play the Royals, and then the Mariners play the Yankees. So not the easiest matchup for these teams, but we'll see if they can make something happen. I mean, it's really close, and it's going to get down to the wire. I'm telling you, it's going to get down to the last series of the year for some of these teams to clinch the postseason. Do I see these 6 teams making the playoffs? That's the big question. The Tigers, we're looking at their schedule right now. They don't have that hard of a schedule. Their last 6 games is really easy. They play a good Rays team, but the White Sox is your last series of the year. Should definitely be able to clutch up, and you're at home too, which makes it a lot better. So I would say they have a hard 5 games to play. Then their next 3 is really good against that Rays team. We'll see what they do. They should be able to beat the Rays at least 2 games to 3, and then the White Sox, you're hoping to sweep if you're a Tigers fan right there. But the next 5 games are probably going to decide your fate in the recent term, and then if you win the next 6, you should look solid to make the postseason if you are the Tigers. I'm taking a look at the Minnesota Twins schedule. Once again, they have a tougher schedule. They obviously play this Cleveland series for the next 3 games, which is going to be hard for them. Then they play the Red Sox, which is going to be an interesting series on the road. They come home against Miami. You should sweep that series, and then a tough series against the Orioles. So going to be pretty hard for this Twins team, I think, to make the postseason if they keep losing. If they lose down to the Red Sox, the Orioles, and Cleveland are all really good teams right now. So it's going to be hard. You got to hope you sweep that Marlins series, but I don't think the Twins are going to make it with this schedule. And then once again, take a look at the Seattle Mariners. You play the Yankees for 3. That's going to be a hard series. You play the Astros for 3. That's going to be a hard series. The A's and Rangers is where you're going to make your ground in this lead. So I would say maybe I would honestly have Detroit first, then the Mariners, then the Twins probably. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for these teams to clutch up. So as it stands right now, I would probably put Detroit in that spot to make it, because they have a way easier schedule than most of these teams. So that's your American League with the teams we have now. Probably an 8-team race in the American League right now with the Tigers and Mariners being so close. I don't have the Red Sox in anymore. I think they're done. All right, taking a look at the NL now. Once again, a lot of this stuff is not going to change, I feel like. But the Phillies have the best record in the MLB, 90 wins and 60 losses right now. So definitely the best team in the MLB at least. Dodgers once again at that 89 win mark. The Brewers actually came back a little bit with their wins. They're at 87 now. And once again, could have a shot for a bye, it looks like. But we'll kind of wait and see on that. Those 3 teams will win the division. I'm expecting the Brewers to clinch over the next week, to be honest. So looking over the NL wildcard, the Padres are a lock for sure. 3.5 games up on pretty much every single team in the wildcard. Diamondbacks kind of fell off a little bit. They're back in this race with the Mets and Braves, so it's going to be an interesting team moving forward. I still think they do make it. They do play Colorado, so that they should win a couple games there and get back on track. They're playing for 3, so they should be looking solid. The Mets and Braves, once again, we're going to look at both team schedules as we get down to this race, because this is very interesting. So once again, about a 7-team race in the NL. Cubs, Cardinals, they ain't making it, let's be honest. This is going to be hard for them. Obviously, if they can pick up 2 wins against the Nationals, that would be great. the Phillies, Braves, and Brewers. So you're facing the best teams pretty much in the league right now. The Phillies one will once be a hard one. You know, they just played them the last week, only won one game out of the 3, so not optimal for them. You know, if they split the Phillies series, they can sweep the 2 next games to the Nationals. You got to beat the Braves, right? And then the Brewers will be an interesting one. So really tough schedule that they have. If they can beat the Braves, though, that will be the series to watch. We'll say they do over this next week when that series comes up. We're going to talk about that series as we get more in depth. A lot of good series that week that will decide a lot for the postseason. So definitely a good week to watch. Looking at the Braves, much easier schedule, right? They play the Reds for 3. That should be no problem. You play the Marlins for 3. That should be no problem. The Mets series is the most important one that they have. And then obviously they play the Royals to end out their season. So, you know, could be a couple of tough games in that Royals series. But the Braves should clinch. I mean, they should clinch. They didn't play too bad against the Dodgers. They split that series. So, you know, not horrible. But we'll kind of wait and see as we move forward about this series. But I have the Braves making it over the Mets. The schedule is so much easier for them. So it's kind of hard for me to put the Mets in that category. But right now, they currently lead by 1 game, so definitely going to be an interesting time over there to see how they do. Since it's a close race, we're going to take a look at the Diamondbacks schedule as well. They play the Rockies for 2. They play the Brewers for 4, Giants for 3, and Padres for 3. So Padres here is going to be the best one, most important. They should win the Rockies and Giants series. The Brewers and Padres one going to be a hard one, so they have a shot to slip up too. I think the Diamondbacks have a shot to slip up as well in this race, so very interesting overall. We'll wait and see. I don't think it happens, but you know, this could be a team to watch if they start to lose a couple games. So that's your NL right here. Once again, I have the Braves in over the Mets. I don't think they're going to do it this season. You know, I just don't think it's going to happen with that schedule. It's a really hard schedule, but if they prove me wrong, you know, we'll see how it goes. But this is the MLB standings that we have. About a 7-team race in the NL and about an 8-team race in the AL. What are you guys' thoughts about all this in the comment section down below? Who do you guys have it in? Who do you guys have it out? That's the big question. But if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.